Hello, Macau!
澳門你好。
We are live right now, so why don't you give them a big cheer? Come on!
好，我哋大家鼓掌，對電視嘅觀眾同埋對嗰啲嘅聽眾鼓掌，歡迎佢哋嚟到參加。
Awesome!
真係好啊！
There are wonderful events that happen in our life that make us so happy.
我哋一個人咧，可能喺一生嘅裏邊都有好多嘅經歷，都令到我哋感覺好快樂、好幸福嘅。
Then there are times where things are not so good.
但有時我哋可能都會經歷一啲嘅困境嘅。
So how do you keep positive through that?
咁究竟喺困境當中嘅時間，點樣能夠保持積極正面嘅態度去面對呢啲嘅風浪呢？
You know, my parents always said to be thankful for what I had.
嗱，我父母成日教導我，記得要為你已經所擁有嘅嚟到感恩。
And if I was feeling down, well, I have to do something different to change the result.
而且咧，當我發現咧唔係好快樂、唔係好如意嘅時間咧，我嘗試咧要做一啲唔同嘅嘢，以致改變我嘅情緒。
So one day I was bored on the plane.
有一次咧，我就被人帶上一架飛機，
And I got my friends to put me in the overhead compartment.
咁啊，我揾一個人咧就將我咧放喺上邊擠行李嗰啲嘅格上邊。
You know where you put your bags up?
你知唔知啊？你上飛機咪可以有上面有啲格俾你擠行李嘅？
I was up there and I stuck my head out and scared people as they got on the plane.
哇！嗰啲人上嚟嘅時間咧，想擠行李嘅時間咧，我喺嗰個架嗰度伸個頭出嚟，嚇到佢哋面都青晒。
One day we dressed me up also as a pilot.
我咧有一次咧，我仲扮做飛機師添。
And as people were coming on the plane, I'd say, "Good morning, my name is Captain Nick Vujicic. Welcome aboard. I'm going to be flying your plane today."
咁啊，然之後就着晒嗰啲嘅制服啦。然之後當你嗰啲嘅客人咧上飛機嘅時間咧，我就話：我就係阿 Nick， 我哋有呢架嘅飛機師，我話歡迎你上機。
No one's going to handcuff me, right?
哇！嗰啲人咧冇人敢扣留我，冇人敢鎖我嘅。
No one's going to like say, "Hey, put your hands up."
冇人話俾我聽，舉起你嘅手。
Now for me in my life,
我同我太太，
I do love to have fun.
我同佢都係好中意享受生命。
But having fun alone doesn't give you complete joy.
但係只係享樂咧，唔會俾你真正嘅喜樂。
Before I get into any more serious things, I have to tell you one more funny story. Can I tell you one more funny story?
好啊，我再繼續講一啲好似好嚴肅一啲嘅嘢嘅時間咧，再講多個令你感覺好輕鬆嘅古仔，好唔好啊？
One day I was in a car.
有一日咧，我喺架車嗰度，
And I'm in the front seat.
我咧就喺前邊嗰架嘅座位司機隔離嘅位。
And we're at the traffic lights.
咁啊，哇！咁喺紅綠燈嘅時間咧，架車就停咗啦。
This car comes up next to us, and this girl's looking at me.
咁啊，有架車咧就停咗喺正我隔離，有位女士咧就望住我啦。
And I'm looking at her.
哇！咁佢望住我，
She's looking at me, I'm looking at her.
咁啊我又望下佢，佢又望下我。
This is before I was married, of
我
course.
當時未結婚嘅，你知。
And this girl, all she saw was my head.
嗱，咁嗰個女士淨係見到我個面啫，
So she's looking at me.
佢望住我塊面。
So just imagine all you see is my head,
嗱，佢咧就淨係見到我個頭啫，
not the rest of my body.
佢見唔到我全身。
So I just did this.
咁我就望住佢。
And she thought that my head must have done a 360-degree spin.
我咧就專登360度轉一個圈俾佢睇，哇！嚇到佢，
She was like,
佢
"Ah!
打尖叫啊！
Damn you!"
尖叫 ，scream！
Love it. But you know what? In life, we need joy, not just fun.
嗱，其實咧，我哋生命裏邊唔單止要享受呢啲好風趣嘅時刻，我哋更加要有真正嘅喜樂。
I was born without arms and legs, and I had fun in my life.
我一出世咧就已經冇手冇腳，但係我一生咧係充滿好多快樂嘅時光。
But I needed something more.
但我知道啊，我唔能夠只係享樂嘅。
We are asking sometimes the bigger questions of life.
好多時間咧會面對人生一啲好重要嘅問題。
Who am I supposed to be?
咁究竟我係邊個咧？
What's my purpose?
我做人係為乜嘢？
What's my future hold?
我將來係究竟要行一條咩嘅路咧？
At age 8, I thought that maybe my life would be better if I wasn't here and that I wouldn't be a burden to my parents if I actually committed suicide.
我8歲已經開始有呢個念頭，可能咧我結束我嘅生命，自殺咧，可能減輕我屋企人嘅負擔。
Many people think of giving up.
好多人咧係曾經諗過放棄，
But there's no hope in giving up.
但係放棄嘅時間係表示你絕望啊！
We are here for a reason.
我哋喺呢度係有原因嘅。
Even when we make mistakes, we all make mistakes, but none of us are a mistake.
但係我哋每個人都會犯錯，但係我哋本身嘅存在唔應該係一個錯。
Just because you can't see that hope doesn't mean the hope's not there.
你有時你見唔到有希望，但係唔代表咧係冇希望。
We know that there is someone who loves us.
我哋知道有人有一位主宰係愛我哋嘅。
Yes, I had my parents who loved me,
我知道我父母愛我，
but they didn't know the future.
但係佢哋唔知道，佢哋唔可以預測未來嘅。
They couldn't heal my heart.
佢唔能夠醫治我心裏邊心底嘅創傷。
They couldn't help me forget my past.
佢唔能夠使我忘記我過去好多嘅傷痕。
They couldn't give me courage enough to forget about what everyone else said about me.
佢唔能夠俾我有勇氣咧去處理好多人咧對我批判嘅説話。
Happiness comes from the inside,
其實咧，我哋講幸福係從入邊發出嚟嘅，
from knowing with your mind and your heart the truth.
而且你要你嘅思想、你嘅內心咧都知道乜嘢係真實，乜嘢係真理。
I also used to believe that I needed arms and legs to be happy.
我曾經好耐都以為咧，我有手有腳咧，我就會快樂。
But then I see so many people with arms and legs and they're still not happy.
咁我再睇見好多人四肢健全嘅，佢哋絕不快樂。
You can have arms and legs,
你可以有手有腳，
but have a broken heart.
但你嘅心係破碎嘅。
You can get high on drugs,
你可以咧吸毒，俾你一種好興奮嘅感覺，
but feel depressed.
但係仍然抑鬱。
You can have many friends
你可以有好多朋友，
and feel empty.
但係入邊非常
And
虛
you
空。
can be a billionaire but feel poor.
但係你可以成為億萬富翁，但你仍然感覺自己非常貧窮。
I gotta tell you this story.
我講個古仔俾你聽。
In front of 300 people, I met a little boy with no arms and no legs in California.
我喺加州有一次咧，係300個人喺度嘅演講嘅時間咧，我碰到一個男孩子咧，真係冇手冇腳，
He was only 2 years old.
只有2歲嘅小孩子。
He was brought up by his father up on stage.
咁啊，呢個孩子咧個父親就將佢抱上個台嗰度喎。
He was only this high,
咁其實咧好矮，
and he had a little left foot like me.
咁而好奇怪啊！佢又係有一隻左腳同我嘅左腳一樣嘅，
And I couldn't give him a high five.
而且我咧唔能夠俾佢一個 five， 俾佢一個擊
But
掌，
I put my foot on his foot.
我咧就將我嘅腳掂佢嘅腳。
Then I looked at him,
你睇下佢，
and he looked at me.
咁我望下呢個小孩子，佢又望下我，
And I couldn't believe it.
我冇法子相信我嘅眼睛。
I knew what he's going to go through.
我知道佢將來呢個2歲嘅孩子，佢一生會點樣遭遇困難。
Who better to encourage this boy with no arms and no legs than a man without arms and legs?
對住呢個四肢都失去嘅孩子，邊個最有資格同佢講一啲鼓勵嘅説話呢？豈唔係一個失去四肢嘅男人咩？
Who better to encourage his mom and his dad than my mom and dad?
面對呢個孩子嘅父母，有邊個有資格嚟到去鼓勵、去安慰佢呢？豈唔係我嘅父親同母親咩？
I hugged his mom.
我啊攬住佢嘅媽媽，
She was crying.
佢不斷哭泣。
I saw my mom hug his mom,
我嘅阿媽都攬住呢個孩子嘅阿媽，
and my dad hugged his dad.
我嘅爸爸攬住呢個孩子嘅爸爸，
It was amazing.
真係奇妙。
That's joy.
呢個係喜樂，
That's purpose.
呢個係人生嘅目的，
That's value.
呢個就係價值，
That's rich.
呢個就係豐富。
I don't care how much money you have.
我唔理你有幾多錢，
You look at me and you think I'm strong.
你睇下我，以為我好強壯，
I'm not.
其實唔係。
This smile is real,
嗱，呢個微笑係真嘅，
but I still have my bad days.
但係我話俾你聽，我仍然有一啲嘅日子係好唔如意嘅。
In fact, 2 years ago,
其實咧話俾大家聽咧，係2年前，
Just 2 years ago,
啱啱2年前，
I went through a depression.
我經歷一次嘅抑鬱，
I couldn't eat.
我唔想食嘢，
I couldn't sleep.
瞓唔着。
My hair was falling out.
我其實咧成個人咧即係迷迷糊糊。
There were some things that I had in plan that did not happen.
我計劃咗一啲嘅嘢，並冇發生，
But it wasn't just that.
亦都唔係淨係呢啲不如意嘅嘢。
I was tired
我非常疲倦，
and I burnt out.
我其實咧當時咧已經耗盡啦。
From years 2007 to 2010, I spoke 1,000 times.
2007到跟住嗰3年咧，我演講2000場，
600 flights.
飛咗600次。
I worked too hard
我係做得太辛苦，
and I crashed.
而且我咧真係失控。
At the time, I thought this is the worst time to be depressed. Why? Because I just started dating my wife.
而且我嗰時間咁抑鬱咧，真係糟糕啊！因為我啱啱先至開始咧追求緊我太太。
You know, when you're dating someone, you want to, make sure that she knows you got it all together and everything's going to be okay.
因為當你拍緊拖嘅時間，你好想你嘅戀人咧係知道你好掂啊，樣樣都好順利。
And now I'm crying.
誰不知佢碰到我咧係時時哭泣嘅，
And she's crying with me.
而佢同我一齊哭泣。
My business failed.
我啲生意都失敗。
And I told my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time,
當時係我個女朋友，我就好坦白話俾佢聽。
I said, baby,
我話愛人啊，
I'm broke.
我咧破產。
She said, that's okay.
然之後佢話冇問題啊。
I'll get a nursing job and support the both of us.
佢話我可以做護士啊，我嘅護士嘅收入咧可以夠我哋2個人生活嘅。
You know the depth of someone's love more on a bad day than a good day.
喺你事事不如意嘅時間咧，你先發現你周圍嘅人究竟愛你有幾深。
That was when I knew she was going to be my wife.
我當時同佢咁嘅相處嘅時間咧，我知道佢呢個真係有一日
We only
要
dated for,
成為我嘅太太。
we dated for 3 months, and that's when I knew.
我哋拍咗拖3個月，我心底已經知道呢個就係我將來嘅太太。
9 months later,
9個月之後，
I proposed.
我向佢求婚。
I got the ring to be put in a little cream puff, a little cake.
然之後我將呢個嘅求婚嘅戒指咧，就放喺一件嘅餅裏邊。
And I took her out on a boat,
我就帶佢去遊船河。
and I got her to feed me the cake.
我然之後就請佢咧，就將呢個餅咧餵我。
And then I had the ring in my teeth,
然之後咧，我個口咧就咬住個戒指喎。
and she had no idea what was going on.
佢都唔知發生咩事。
And so I got the photographer to take a photo like this.
咁我就揾個攝影師咧，我咬住個戒指，就請個攝影師影相。
And she didn't know what was going on.
佢都唔知發生咩事。
Then I said, baby, let me kiss your hand.
咁然之後我就同佢講 ，Darling 啊，我可唔可以吻你嘅手？
She said, okay.
佢話 OK。
So I got her left hand.
咁我就攞咗佢左手。咁然之後
Is that how you kiss here?
Oh yeah, we
And then and I got to her ring finger.
然之後我就去到佢嗰個無名指啊，左手嘅無名指。
And I started putting my mouth down her finger.
咁我一個口咧就落嚟掂住佢嘅無名指喎。
She's thinking I'm getting kinky.
佢就覺得我啦，哇！呢個人好似有啲神經錯亂喎。
She's like, what are you doing?
佢話你做咩啊你？
And I pulled back.
咁我再夾翻起身，
And she saw the ring.
佢睇到隻戒指。
And I said, baby,
然之後我話：Darling啊，
I love you.
我好愛你，
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
我想以後一生一世與你同行。
Would you please marry me?
你肯唔肯嫁俾我咧？
And she cried, she cried, she cried.
咁佢不斷喊，不斷喊，不斷喊。
2 minutes later,
2分鐘之後，
I said, so what's your answer?
咁我就話：你都未答覆我。
And she said, yes, yes, yes.
咁佢話：我制啊，我制啦，我制啦。
So I want to give you that message tonight.
所以我今日俾你一個訊息，
to dream big,
發更大嘅夢，
beyond this life.
超越今生，
And don't think about just yourself.
唔好只係諗自己。
If you have a broken heart,
如果你嘅心係破碎，
if you're depressed,
如果你抑鬱，
one of the greatest things you can do is go help someone else.
最大嘅祝福係咩？你走去幫助其他傷心嘅人啊！
There are 1 billion people in this world going hungry today.
你知唔知呢個地球上邊有10億嘅人，每一日都活在飢餓當中？
Why am I waiting for someone else to make a difference?
點解我要等其他人去試下改變呢個世界咧？
I can make a difference.
我可以改變呢個世界。
The things I teach are very simple
其實我講嘅嘢係好簡單，
because God's teaching is simple.
因為神嘅教導咧係好簡單嘅。
When we come together
當我哋匯聚一齊，
in love,
因為愛，
in unity,
因為合一，
and I love everyone.
我真係因為神嘅愛，我好愛你哋每一個。
But can you imagine this?
但你可唔可以想像咧？
If 10 million people gave $1 a month,
如果咧有1000萬人每一個月俾1蚊出嚟，
not $30,
唔係30蚊喎，
not $20,
唔係20蚊，
not $5,
唔係5蚊，
but $1.
1蚊啫，
$1 a month.
每一個月1蚊，
That could make a difference.
呢個世界不一樣。
Do you want to make a difference in this world?
你想唔想喺呢個世界上邊咧，成為一個不一樣嘅人，讓呢個世界成為不一樣嘅世界？
Yes.
係咪啊？你想唔想？
You want to be generous in your life?
你係咪好想啊？做人大方啲啊，慷慨啲啊？
If you want to see more love in this world, you need to love more people.
如果你想呢個世界充滿愛，你就要學習愛多幾個人。
If you want to see more forgiveness in this world, you need to forgive more people.
你想呢個世界多啲嘅饒恕，你就要學習饒恕你身邊嗰啲嘅人。
Because forgiveness breeds forgiveness.
因為饒恕產生饒恕，
And love brings more love.
愛能夠叫其他嘅人嘅愛都湧流出嚟。
But if you're not generous today, why do you believe you're going to be generous in 10 years' time?
如果你今日唔慷慨，你今日唔願意施予，你點樣能夠保證10年之後你會慷慨一啲咧？
Well, that's why we have so much hope for the next generation.
點解我哋咧對下一代係充滿盼望嘅？
Why should I expect my son to be generous if I'm not generous?
我有個仔，我點可以期望佢有一日咧會好慷慨嚟到同人分享咧？倘若佢見到佢爸爸都咁孤寒，
It starts with me.
由我開始，
It starts with you.
由你開始，
It starts with people in Macau helping more people in Macau.
係澳門人咧要幫多啲澳門人，啱唔啱？
We need each other.
我哋需要彼此相愛嘅。
So I want to tell you that I love you.
我好想話俾大家聽，我愛你。
And I thank you for letting me share about my faith.
我好想多謝大家俾我能夠好坦誠嘅分享我嘅信仰，
Because it changed my life.
因為呢個信仰我不一樣。
I could die tonight.
我今晚即使死亡，
And I know I'm going home.
我知道我返天家啫。
I know that God's going to look after my wife and my boy.
我知道即使我返咗去，我天父都會看顧我太太同我嘅兒子。
If they died tonight,
如果佢今晚死亡，
what's hope?
我哋有冇盼望？
First,
第一，
I'm going to see them again.
我一定會再見到佢哋。
Secondly,
第二，
I know God's going to carry me when I can't walk.
我知道啊，當我發覺連行嘅力量都冇嘅時間咧，我嘅神仍然會扶起我，抱住我。
It's more than being a good person.
做好人係唔足夠嘅，
It's believing
係相信，
the truth.
相信真理
And the truth
而且有真理
will set you free.
可以叫你得自由。
Thank you so much.
多謝大家。